Imagine a Texas morning in 2025, the sun barely cresting over the flat horizon of Fort Ellison, a military base carved into the plains like a fortress of secrets. In the barracks, whispers spread faster than the bugle call, and today, they're all about Sergeant Nina Cole. She's 29, her shoulders squared against a storm of rumors that paint her as a failure. A soldier who cracked under pressure. They say she botched a mission in Syria, left her squad to die, and now lingers here out of pity. But there's something about her, a quiet strength, a hidden truth, that's about to break through. If you believe some truths deserve to be told, hit the like button and subscribe. There's more to come. Nina moves through the base like a ghost, her boots silent on concrete corridors, her eyes fixed ahead to avoid the smirks. At morning PT, she tackles ropes and walls with a precision that belies the gossip. Heard she froze, got 3 men killed, a private mutters during drills. Busted down twice, another adds. The words sting, but Nina's learned silence is her shield. She's been this way since the investigation twisted her story, burying the truth under layers of red tape. During gear check, she shrugs off her jacket, revealing a tattoo, black ink angular, a phoenix with sharp, calculated lines. Private Lopez squints. "What's that on your arm, Sergeant?" He snaps a photo before she can cover it. Within minutes, the image pings across group chats, fueling more chatter. It's not just ink, it's a symbol. One that doesn't belong on a disgraced soldier. Lieutenant Ethan Brooks, young and eager, spots it during inspections. "That's some tattoo, Cole. Got a story?" "Something like that, sir," she says, her voice flat, eyes dropping. Ethan moves on, but the image nags him, like a memory he can't place. He's heard of classified insignias, seen in briefings he wasn't supposed to attend. The day grinds on, the base's rhythm laced with subtle cruelty. Water bottles, accidentally, spill near Nina's gear. She's left out of mess hall banter, her table a lonely island. 2 years of service, missions in shadows, lives saved, erased by a narrative she can't fight. Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. Saw your ink online. Bold choice. She deletes it, her jaw tight. That tattoo was never meant for display. It's a reminder of a mission sealed away, a truth too dangerous to speak. At lunch, she eats alone. MREs tasteless under the weight of isolation. The rumors have hardened into fact. She's the soldier who failed, the cautionary tale. But in the warehouse, sorting supplies, she works with a focus that speaks of something deeper. Her hands are steady, her movements sharp, like someone who's faced worse than gossip. Ethan passes by, hesitating. He wants to ask about the tattoo, but protocol stops him. Questioning a soldier's record risks trouble, especially one marked as tainted. Still, something about her doesn't add up. The base buzzes with routine. Drills, briefings, the hum of a machine that doesn't see her. But someone else does. General Holt, a grizzled veteran, arrives unannounced, his inspections infamous for uncovering what others miss. He wanders past the parade grounds, into the less traveled corners, and finds Nina in the warehouse, her work meticulous. Her sleeve slips as she lifts a crate, and the tattoo catches his eye. He freezes, his voice low but sharp. "Sergeant, where'd you get that mark?" The question cuts through the air, and Nina turns, meeting his gaze for the first time in months. In that moment, everything shifts, a truth long buried about to surface, ready to silence the whispers forever. The warehouse at Fort Ellison smells of dust and metal. A quiet corner, where Nina Cole sorts crates with the precision of a surgeon. General William Holt's question still hangs in the air. Where'd you get that mark? And for the first time in 2 years, Nina feels the weight of her silence crack. She stands tall, her voice steady. Tier 6, Phoenix Rising, sir. 7 in, 1 out. The words are a key, unlocking a door no one at the base expected to open. Holt's eyes narrow, then widen with recognition. He's seen that tattoo before, in classified briefings, on documents stamped with warnings most generals never touch. He turns to Lieutenant Ethan Brooks, trailing behind. Get me her file. Not the standard one, the black archive. Ethan hesitates, the term unfamiliar but heavy. Yes, sir. He sprints off, heart racing, knowing he's stepping into something beyond his clearance. The base hums with nervous energy as Holt's presence ripples through. Soldiers who mocked Nina now avoid her gaze, sensing a shift. The tattoo, a phoenix with geometric wings, sharp as a blueprint, has changed the game. Ethan returns with a file, its cover black, sealed with codes he's never seen. Holt reads in silence, his face hardening with each page. The truth is stark. Nina Cole wasn't a failure. She was a hero, buried to protect secrets too big for the light. Operation Phoenix Rising, a mission so classified it didn't exist on paper, sent 7 operators into a war zone to extract a journalist whose expose could topple regimes. Nina was the only one who came back, dragging the asset to safety through 3 hours of hell. The file details her actions, street fighting, dodging gunfire, holding a rooftop alone. Holt looks at her, his voice low. You carried that alone. She nods, eyes steady. Had to, sir. The mission demanded it. The warehouse grows quiet, soldiers lingering at the edges, catching fragments of the exchange. Holt steps closer, his tone softer. We failed you, Sergeant. We let a lie grow to shield a truth. Your name should have been honored, not dragged through the mud. Nina's jaw tightens, but she says nothing. The apology is real, but it can't erase the years of whispers, the grease on her uniform, the videos mocking her. Ethan, standing nearby, feels guilt claw at him. He saw the hazing, the cruelty, and did nothing. I should have asked questions, sir, he says, his voice small. Holt's gaze is sharp. You should have trusted a soldier's character, Lieutenant. Not rumors. Word spreads fast. By lunch, the base is buzzing, not with gossip, but with shock. The soldiers who called her a reject now whisper apologies, their bravado gone. Private Lopez, who shared the tattoo photo, deletes it, his face pale. I didn't know, he mutters to no one. Nina keeps working, her focus unbroken, but something shifts inside her. The truth is out, but it's raw, exposing wounds she's carried alone. Holt calls a meeting in the command center, senior officers only. He lays out the file's contents. No names, no specifics, just enough to make it clear Nina Cole is no failure. She's one of the best, sacrificed to bureaucracy. We correct this now, he says. Her record, her commendations, her honor. The officers nod, some ashamed, others stunned. Outside, the base feels different. Soldiers who ignored Nina now nod as she passes, their respect tentative but growing. She doesn't seek it, doesn't need it. Her tattoo, once a private reminder, is now a beacon, forcing the base to reckon with its mistakes. That night, Ethan finds her in the mess hall, alone as always. Sergeant, I'm sorry. I saw what they did and stayed quiet. She looks at him, her eyes tired but clear. Learn from it, Lieutenant. Protect the next one. He nods, vowing to do better. As Nina returns to her bunk, her phone buzzes. A secure message, no sender. Truth's out. Stay strong. She deletes it, but the words linger. The base is changing, but her fight isn't over. The truth has broken free, and with it, a chance to reclaim what was stolen, not just her name, but her purpose. Nina Cole lies awake in her bunk. The Fort Ellison barracks silent, except for the hum of distant generators. The truth about Phoenix Rising is out, but her mind drifts back to that mission, the one that defined her and broke her. 2 years ago, in a war-torn corner of the Middle East, she went by another name, her identity erased for a Tier 6 operation. 7 operators handpicked from elite units slipped into the Triangle of Death, a region marked red on every map. Their target, a journalist whose reporting threatened a fragile ceasefire. The mission was clear: get him out alive, or entire nations could unravel. Nina closes her eyes, the memories sharp as shrapnel. Insertion was flawless, 12 hours of crawling through enemy terrain, dodging patrols, blending with shadows. They reached the compound, extracted the journalist, a man too weak to run, his leg broken. Then the trap sprang. The enemy knew their route, their timing, their goal, betrayed by a leak no one could trace. In 30 seconds, gunfire shredded their team. 6 operators fell, their names now ghosts in classified files. Nina dragged the journalist behind a crumbling wall, bullets tearing the air. Run or fight. She chose the impossible. For 3 hours, she moved through ruins, carrying a man who couldn't walk, her rifle empty, her comms dead. Every step was a gamble. Alleys, rooftops, smoke-filled streets. She held off attackers from a shattered rooftop, her last magazine spent, until a chopper found their alternate pickup. Get him out, she ordered, knowing the bird couldn't return for her. The pilot hesitated. Go, she said, her voice iron. She survived 4 days alone, crossing hostile ground, bleeding, starving, but alive. The debrief was brutal. 6 hours of questions, her every move dissected, then locked away. Phoenix Rising never happened. The journalist vanished into protection. Her team's deaths were called training accidents. And Nina. She was handed a fabricated file. Tactical errors, friendly fire, failure. It kept the mission secret but ruined her name. Back at Fort Ellison, she carried that lie, scrubbing floors while others whispered. You let them die, they said. She froze, they claimed. Each rumor was a blade, but she stayed silent, bound by orders, by duty. Now, as she lies in her bunk, the memory burns. She saved a life, stopped a war, but lost her team, her honor, her place. The tattoo on her arm, inked after the mission, was her only rebellion. A phoenix, sharp and angular. A reminder of what she'd done, what she'd survived. She touches it, the lines rough under her fingers. General Holt's apology today was a start, but it can't undo the isolation, the nights she questioned her own worth. At dawn, she joins PT, her movements sharp, her silence heavier now that the truth is known. Soldiers watch her differently, some with respect, others with guilt. Private Lopez approaches, his voice low. I shared that photo. I'm sorry, Sergeant. It wasn't just a tattoo, was it? She meets his eyes. It's a promise I kept. He nods, backing away, and she feels a small weight lift. The base is shifting, rumors fading, respect growing. But Nina's mind is still in that war zone, with her team, with the journalist who lived because she wouldn't quit. During a break, Ethan Brooks finds her cleaning gear. I read the file, he says. What you did, how'd you keep going? Had to, she says simply. Someone was counting on me. Ethan nods. His admiration clear, but Nina doesn't want it. She wants her team back, her years back, the chance to serve without a shadow. That evening, a secure message arrives. Your story's spreading. Reform's coming. Stay steady. She deletes it, but the words echo. The truth is out, but it's a fragile thing. And Nina knows the fight for her place isn't over. She's no longer the base's punchline, but she's not yet whole. As she laces her boots for another day, she feels the phoenix on her arm, a reminder that some fires burn to rebuild, not destroy. The Fort Ellison Command Center is stark, its walls bare except for a single American flag. Nina Cole stands at attention, her uniform crisp, her face unreadable as General William Holt addresses a small group of officers. His voice carries the weight of 40 years in service. Sergeant Cole's record is cleared, effective immediately. Her commendations, Defense Superior Service Medal, Bronze Star with Valor, are reinstated. The room is silent. The officer's face is a mix of shame and awe. Nina's tattoo, once a source of mockery, has forced a reckoning. Holt's apology in the warehouse yesterday spread like wildfire, and now the base grapples with its failure. Nina feels the medal's weight as Holt pins them to her chest, but they don't erase the 2 years of grease, stained uniforms, of whispered slurs, of videos that turned her pain into entertainment. I'm sorry, Sergeant, Holt says, his eyes meeting hers. This institution let you down. We should have protected your honor. She nods, her voice steady. Thank you, sir. Duty kept me silent. I understand why it had to be this way. But inside, the wounds ache. Years of isolation, of being the outcast, of carrying a truth no one would hear. Outside, the base is different. Soldiers who once laughed now salute, their respect tentative but real. Private Lopez, who shared her tattoo photo, stops her in the corridor. I didn't know what you did, Sergeant. I'm ashamed. She looks at him, seeing his regret. Learn from it, Lopez. Don't judge what you don't understand. He nods, and she moves on, her steps firm but her heart heavy. Lieutenant Ethan Brooks organizes a briefing to share the redacted truth. Phoenix Rising, a mission that saved lives but cost 6. The room fills with junior officers, their faces young, eager, but uneasy. Ethan speaks, his voice raw. Sergeant Cole's actions saved a man who changed history. She paid a price we can't imagine. Nina sits in the back, her presence quiet but commanding. Questions come. How did you survive? Why didn't you speak? But she answers sparingly. The mission required silence. I gave it. The officers' leave changed. Their assumptions shattered. But for Nina, the vindication is bittersweet. The medals are hers again, but the years of doubt linger. That night, she finds a letter slipped under her bunk door. From Corporal Hayes, who once taunted her on the ropes. I called you a failure, not knowing you were a hero. I'll carry that shame forever. Nina tucks the letter away, not for pride, but as proof people can change. The base's culture shifts. Hazing reports drop. Soldiers speak up for each other. Ethan, haunted by his inaction, pushes for reform, his voice gaining weight. Nina watches, her silence no longer a shield but a choice. She trains harder, her focus razor, sharp, reclaiming her place. One evening, Holt calls her to his office. Sogum wants you back, Cole. Black Ops, your old world. You're too good for warehouse duty. She shakes her head. With respect, sir, I've got another mission now. He raises an eyebrow, but she continues. I know what it's like to be abandoned. I can help others who feel that way. Holt nods, understanding. Where to then? Colorado, she says. A transition center for vets. Small off the grid. He approves, seeing the strength in her choice. As she packs, Ethan finds her. You're leaving. I thought you'd stay. Take command. She smiles faintly. Command's not my path anymore. Helping soldiers heal is. He offers his hand. You taught me what courage looks like, Sergeant. She shakes it. Keep learning, Lieutenant. Protect the ones who need it. The next morning, Nina boards a bus, Fort Ellison fading behind her. The medals are in her bag, but the tattoo on her arm feels heavier, a symbol of survival, of truth won through silence. Colorado waits, a new mission, a chance to rebuild not just herself, but others. The base will remember her, not as a failure, but as the soldier who stood tall when no one else did. The Colorado mountains rise sharp and quiet, their peaks cradling a small, unmarked building where Nina Cole now works. The transition center is a haven for veterans, special operators, mostly, whose scars don't show on skin, but in sleepless nights and haunted eyes. Nina, at 30, moves through the halls with purpose, her tattoo hidden under long sleeves, her past a quiet strength. She's no longer the soldier buried by rumors at Fort Ellison. She's a guide, helping others find their way back from the shadows. The center operates on whispers. Anonymous funding, no official records, just a place where those who served in silence can heal. Nina's days are filled with listening, organizing simple routines, wood chopping group meals, late night talks by a fire pit. She doesn't push, doesn't preach, just offers stability. A young ranger, Emily, arrives one morning, her record spotless but her eyes hollow. I read about you, Emily says, her voice shaky. You made it through when everyone turned on you. I need that strength. Nina nods, pulling back her sleeve to show the phoenix tattoo. Tell me what you can't tell anyone else. Emily talks. Missions she can't name, guilt she can't shake. Nina listens, her silence a bridge, not a wall. The center hums with quiet progress. A Navy SEAL, Marcus, shares stories of ops that never made the news. A Marine, Sarah, admits to nightmares that keep her from sleep. Nina guides them, her own pain a map for their healing. She teaches them to rebuild. One task, one conversation at a time. You don't erase the past, she tells Marcus during a late night talk. You build around it. He nods, his hands steadier than they've been in years. Nina's own healing is slower, the years of isolation at Fort Ellison still raw. She thinks of her team, the 6 who didn't come back, their faces clear in her dreams. The tattoo is her anchor, a reminder she survived for a reason. One evening, a secure message arrives. Silent Emblem project launched. Your story sparked it. Reforms are real. Nina deletes it, but a spark of pride flickers. Her sacrifice wasn't just for the mission. It's changing how the military sees its own. Back at Fort Ellison, Lieutenant Ethan Brooks pushes for those reforms. Anonymous reporting, bias training, accountability. He visits the center, seeing Nina's work firsthand. You're doing more here than Saxam ever could, he says. She shrugs. This is where I'm needed. Ethan leaves, inspired. His career now shaped by her example. The center grows, more veterans finding it through whispers. A Delta operator, John, arrives, his hands trembling from missions he can't name. Nina sits with him by the fire, her voice calm. You're not your worst day, John. You're what you do next. He stays, finding purpose in the center's quiet work. Nina's nights end with perimeter checks, an old habit from the field. The mountain air is clear, the silence a comfort, not a cage. She's found her place, not in glory, but in service to those who know the cost of secrets. One afternoon, Emily shows Nina a letter she wrote to her family, explaining her absence without breaking clearance. It's a start, Emily says. Nina smiles. It's more than that. It's a step home. The center's impact spreads. Veterans leave stronger, their families steadier, their communities touched by quiet resilience. Nina's story, once buried, now ripples outward, a phoenix rising not just for her, but for those she helps. As she locks the center for the night, her phone buzzes. Another referral. Air Force Pararescue, 4 tours, no official record. She types back, 1 bed open. Send coordinates. The work continues, unseen but vital, and Nina knows she's exactly where she belongs, healing wounds no one else can see. The Colorado Transition Center sits tucked against a mountain ridge. Its lights a soft glow against the dusk. Nina Cole, now a quiet force at 30, moves through her days with purpose, guiding veterans through the shadows of their service. Her phoenix tattoo, once a mark of isolation, has become a symbol of resilience, sparking a movement that's reshaping the military. The Silent Emblem Project, inspired by her story, is reopening files honoring soldiers whose sacrifices were buried under classification. Nina doesn't seek the spotlight. Her work is here, in the firelit talks, the steady routines, the lives she helps rebuild. The center thrives on anonymity, its impact felt in the veterans who leave stronger. A SEAL, Marcus, now runs a carpentry shop, his hands steady. Sarah, the Marine, sleeps through the night, her nightmares fading. Emily, the Ranger, visits, her smile brighter. I'm going home, she tells Nina. Because of you. Nina shakes her head. Because of you, Emily. You chose to keep going. The center's reach extends beyond its walls. Families reconnect, communities heal, all from quiet work no one sees. Nina's past, once a wound, is now her strength. She thinks of Phoenix rising of her team, their faces still clear. One night by the fire pit, she shares their names with the group. James, Maria, Malik, others, honoring them in a way the military couldn't. The veterans listen, their own stories surfacing, a circle of understanding no medal can match. Back at Fort Ellison, Lieutenant Ethan Brooks, now a captain, leads the RAR Legacy Training Program, its insignia a phoenix like Nina's. This exists because we failed a hero, he tells new officers. Learn to see courage, even when it's silent. The program spreads, changing how soldiers are trained, how leaders think. Nina's tattoo is its symbol, a reminder that truth can rise from ashes. Policies shift. Hazing is cracked down, records are scrutinized, honor restored to those who served in shadows. Nina gets letters, some from soldiers she never met. I was at Redmond, one reads, from Corporal Hayes. Your story made me question what I believed. I'm sorry, and I'm better for it. She keeps them, not for pride, but as proof that pain can teach. One evening, a new veteran arrives, a pilot, Rachel, her eyes carrying the weight of missions no one acknowledges. I heard you understand, Rachel says. Nina shows her tattoo. I do. Tell me your story. They talk until dawn. Rachel's words halting but honest, Nina's presence a steady anchor. The center grows, funded by quiet donors. Generals, veterans, civilians moved by Nina's story. General William Holt, retired, sends a message. Your center's changing lives. Congress is listening. Will you testify? Nina replies, shadows are my place, sir. Let the work speak. She walks the perimeter, the mountain air sharp, her tattoo catching moonlight. It's no longer just a mark of survival, it's a beacon for those lost in silence. A new referral comes. Another operator, another story. Nina prepares a bed, her mission clear. She's not erasing her past but building from it, helping others do the same. Fort Ellison fades in her memory, replaced by this place where courage isn't shouted but lived. Her phone buzzes again. A veteran's family, thanking her for bringing their son back to them, not in body, but in spirit. Nina smiles, the phoenix on her arm a quiet vow. She's home, not in a place, but in a purpose, where the silent find their voice, where heroes heal, where the work that matters gets done. The Colorado mountains cradle Nina Cole's center. Its quiet light's a beacon for those who carry invisible scars. She stands outside, the night air cool, her phoenix tattoo a testament to survival and purpose. What began as a soldier's silence at Fort Ellison, buried under lies, became a movement. Silent Emblem, a project that honors the unseen, reforms a system, and restores names to those who served in shadows. Nina doesn't seek recognition. Her victory is in the veterans who leave her center whole, in the families they reclaim, in the communities they strengthen. Marcus builds homes. Sarah sleeps soundly. Emily laughs again. Their healing is her legacy, proof that courage isn't always loud, that truth can rise from pain. The prairie winds of Texas. The gunfire of Phoenix Rising. The whispers of Fort Ellison. They're part of her, but they don't define her. She's found her place, not in medals, but in the quiet act of listening, of guiding, of giving others the strength she fought to keep. Here's to the silent heroes, the ones who carry the weight so others don't have to, and to those like Nina, who turn their scars into light, ensuring no one heals alone.